ओके सबसे पहले तो टेल मी वन थिंग. अगर मैं इफ आई राइट एनी डेरिवेटिव, for example, if I am writing dy by dx, what do you call this derivative? It is the t is a variable change. It is the variable change in y with respect to change in x. इसको लिख लो जरा एक दफा. So you are calling this change in y with respect to change in x. Is that right? Is this clear? This is the change in y with respect to change in x. इसी तरह if I write another dy by dt. Now what is this? This is change in y with respect to change in t. Now what if I tell you that t is a variable that is representing time? In this case, if I tell you t is a variable representing time, so what else can you call it? कोई भी change over change in t is rate. The same thing can now be called rate of change of y. Is this clear now? सही है? So now the same thing can be called rate of change of y. If I ask you what is rate of change of x? Yes, what is the rate of change of x? dx upon dt. If I ask you rate of change of volume and I am representing volume as v, what will that be? dv upon dt. So I can represent any variable. If I ask you rate of change of mass and if I am representing mass as m, what will that be? dm over dt. So I can take any particular variable and uska change with respect to t, where t is being represented as time specifically. So then we can call that change rate of change of that particular variable. Is this clear now? समझ आया तक? Okay. Now we'll reinforce the idea of the chain rule as well. अच्छा, दो तीन चीजें मैं जो इसके साथ I'll tell you. Please pay very close attention. अभी even if it's not important in this question, आगे जाके it will become important. The volume of a spherical balloon is increasing at a constant rate of 50 centimeter cube per second. So if something is increasing, the rate of change will always be positive. So for increasing quantities, is this clear? So they are telling me that the balloon की जो volume है, let me call volume V, it is increasing at a constant rate of 50 centimeter cube per second. So I can say that this is dV by dt has been provided as 50. Is this right or wrong? This is just the data that has been provided in the question. Find the rate of increase of the radius. What do I need to find? So what do I write? What is the rate of increase of radius? dr by dt is required when the radius r is 10. This is just what is mentioned in the question. I have not done a single step of the solution till now. This is just the data. I've extracted that out. They've provided me with one of the derivatives and have asked me the other one. But the knowledge that we have, uske hisab se, what do? We use two derivatives to find the third one, and that is called chain rule. That is called chain rule. How will we do that? Sir, हमारे पास तो एक ही derivative है. From where will we get the other derivative? हम कहाँ से लाएंगे? How will we work? बताओ. if we use the equation of the volume, can we differentiate it and get another derivative? Bolo? Yes. And what will that derivative be called? dv upon dr. I've been telling you from the very first day, understand what your derivative is called. This variable के respect से you are differentiating. So the derivative is called dv upon dr. 3 multiplies. Remember, pi is not a variable, so do not worry about pi. Is this clear? So what is your dv by dr? 4. Makes sense? I will plug in the value of r as well, don't worry. But right now, I just want you to understand how to make expressions. Value r की plug in करने कोई मसला नहीं. Now I have two derivatives and I need to find the third one. I have this derivative and understand what I'm telling you क्योंकि एक दो बहुत tricky questions में students tend to find it very difficult, although it is very easy. So using these two derivatives to find the third one, which one do you need to find? dr by, my suggestion, always write the unknown first. कौन सा चाहिए? dr upon dt is what I need. How will I find it? Now, which of the two derivatives has a dr? इसमें change in r है. This one has. Very good. So I can just, and I need dr in the numerator. I can just write it as dr by dv. And I will multiply it with what? dv upon dt. Now you can verify कि क्या मैंने chain rule सही बनाया है. Can I cancel out this dv and dv? And will I get what is needed on the left side? हम कर नहीं रहे हैं cancel. Obviously, we'll be using the two derivatives as it is. But just for our satisfaction, have we made the chain rule in the right way? Yes, we have. So, but do we have a dr and dv? Yes. Do we have a dr by dv? So dr by dt is 1 over 4 pi r square. Do not worry, you can just reciprocate it. Now you can just plug in the value. So dv by dt, we know the value, it is 50. So this is 50 upon 4 pi radius is 10. Is this clear now? So what is your पहले exact value बता दो. If the no, that is not exact. उसको simplify करो 50 over 400 को. 1 over 8 pi. This is your exact value, and then obviously you can tell me the value correct to three significant figures. What is it? If the question would have asked exact, we would have left the answer as it is. And this is centimeter per second. Is this clear? Sir, आपको कैसे पता? The volume that I used was centimeter cube per second. Radius is already in centimeters, so that is centimeters per second. Is this clear?